Coming to the game in Update 2.2.1 are 3 new Apex Predators, each with its own mechanic. Improvements to 17 vehicles, including Tier 11, and a thorough rebalance of 3 maps. Help navigating maps. Improvements to World of Tanks Plus. Updated Onslaught, and the return of Frontline. Plus gifts for returning players. 3 familiar branches have grown to Tier 11. Meet the Guerrilla, Fautor, and the Executor. At first glance, the Guerrilla plays the same as the T110E4. It can block, plus turn its own turret, or tear off opponents with its high caliber. But the Guerrilla has something else, too. Its gun can be not only devastating, but also fast-firing. The new mechanic lets you fire without waiting for full loading, and cause roughly half the usual damage. This lets you finish off opponents and cause damage when you don't have time to reload. You sacrifice some alpha and a little dispersion, and shell velocity, but you gain the ability to deal damage where the T110E4 couldn't. When used effectively, quick shots can even increase your damage per minute. In close combat, the Guerrilla can hit back with fast, stinging blows. And when fully loaded, it strikes with all its might. The wheeled British tanks are also ready to introduce their new leader, the Executor. Like the Concept No. 5, this tank is extremely agile, accurate, and wheeled. But unlike its predecessor, the Executor can do this. Its mechanic improves all mobility parameters. Maneuverability, top forward and reverse speeds, and engine power, which increases by 50%. The effect only lasts a few seconds, but it recharges quickly, especially if you drive at high speed. Then the ability reactivates faster. The Executor can thus compete for the title of fastest sniper. It can instantly change position, withdraw from return fire, and even dodge shells. But it's best to keep it out of close combat. That's where the Fautor holds sway. This heavy French tank inherits all its advantages from the AMX M454. It's robust, oddly agile for its armor, and, to top it off, good on rough terrain. And its gun can surprise you. That's down to its special mechanic. The damage per shot increases as the energy scale fills. The scale even fills during reloading. So by the time it's complete, the Fautor is already ready to cause about 430 HP of damage. If you wait a little longer, the damage will rise to 500 HP, and that's just the beginning. When the scale is filling, you can hit X and turn off the limiter. The damage will jump to 650 HP almost instantly. Overload increases the dispersion and aiming time, so use it wisely. You can keep the scale at maximum level for as long as you like, but if you need an accurate shot, you can turn off the overload by pressing X again. You decide for yourself when's best to deal a steady shot, and when it's worth risking a blow from the heart. You get even more opportunities to fight fancy. In this update, we have improved the characteristics of 4 Tier 11 tanks along with their predecessors. The Object 432U was upgraded recently, but it's still tricky to get the most from. The second installment has improved its upper glacis plate and firing comfort. Now, the Object will fulfill its role as a gallant assault vehicle better. The tech specs of 2 of its predecessors have been similarly tweaked. The Imbattable has become more resilient, precise, and dangerous. Higher damage per shot and HP, plus other adjustments, make utilizing the autoloader simpler and more enjoyable. And to make researching the line just as enjoyable, we've improved the characteristics of the AMX50B as well as several modules of the 5120 and 5100. The Contriver boasts boosts to both armor and mobility. This will let you better unlock the potential of both its barrels. For example, approaching opponents for a salvo will be faster and safer. The Tier 8 and 9 vehicles have gotten improvements to several modules. But the can opener doesn't need them. The STK2 has received timely adjustments based on fresh statistics and tankers' feedback. The HP pool has been increased, and the armor has become markedly thicker. This will allow the STK to survive on the front line, just as a heavy tank should. And, more importantly, its special mechanic has been improved. Now it cools the gun even more effectively. This will raise its average firing accuracy. The Type 71 has also gotten some love. And the Tier 8 and 9 have become more effective out of the box, making research plain sailing. There are also a few premium vehicles. The Panther 8.8, STR-VK, and WZ-120 GFT have gotten improvements that they clearly needed, which will make them more exciting and relevant. You can learn more about the rebalance and the new Tier 9s in a separate video or in articles. Let's move on to maps. In this update, we've enhanced 2 of them, while a third will appear in random battles for the first time. Klondike, familiar from Grand Battles and Onslaught, has gotten an updated version for 15v15 battles. The southeastern corner has been thoroughly redesigned. It now has a port with plenty of cover, providing more space for heavy vehicles. The terrain has been reworked slightly in all other parts of the map. New cover has been added, as well as positions and opportunities for implementing your tactics. On Serene Coast, we've improved interaction between different flanks and gameplay comfort for heavy vehicles. All the liveliest zones have been tweaked. Most significantly, the map's center. It now has more cover for heavy vehicles. A rocky hill has sprouted in the middle of the map, and through it, a railway tunnel. Not only for trains. The first line has become a flank for maneuverable vehicles. Now you'll find advantageous but sometimes risky positions on the hills. The coast has become more sniper-ish. It will now host more long-range skirmishes, but nothing stops you surprising opponents with a sudden breakthrough. Several positions around the spawn points have also changed. The final map in the rebalance is Pearl River. On the flank for heavy vehicles, the team balance has been improved regarding positions and time for taking them. The field in the center has changed most of all. The cliff that used to block firing has been removed, and a new bridge now leads into the village. Passages and positions have become more mirrored. We hope you'll like the updated maps. Play and give us feedback. When you haven't played a certain map for a while, it can be hard to figure out how to start your battles. If you've ever wondered which way to battle, check out our experimental minimap feature. The tips are based on a large amount of data on player behavior on the maps and correspond to the most popular lanes at the start of battle for your chosen vehicle role and tier. For new and reworked maps, the recommendations are initially put together manually and will be updated later as the statistics are gathered. The zone highlighting disappears after the start of battle, since the initial positions could quickly lose relevance as it progresses. The tips operate for vehicles of Tier 6 and higher, and are entirely absent for light tanks. Scouts often need to make decisions based on the situation. Plus, light tanks can move around actively. The new feature will be turned off by default for most players. Try enabling it in the game settings. Map tips aren't the only pleasant surprise for returning commanders. Players who haven't entered the battle for over 60 days will be able to simply log in and receive lots of rewards. Tier 8 and 9 premium rental vehicles, 30 days of World of Tanks premium account, personal reserves, missions for 5 times XP, and a bundle of equipment. The gift is only available until May 7th, so don't miss it. Tell a friend who hasn't side-scraped in a while to come and play. In this update, World of Tanks Plus will include a Tier 9 premium tank that's exclusive to all subscribers, together with its own 2D style that clearly indicates the vehicle's Spanish origin. The Leox is a Spanish project from the 1960s that combined the turret of the AMX-30 and the hull of the Leopard 1. The result was a worthy, maneuverable sniper that could hold its own against competitors. Now, this Tier 9 premium tank is available to all World of Tanks Plus subscribers, both with the standard core plan and with the Pro version. The already much-loved TS-54 also remains in the subscription. The final Onslaught season in the annual cycle will launch with some exciting new features. Now, during the countdown, each team can vote to ban one vehicle, which will become unavailable for all players on both teams. This gives you a chance to exclude the most dangerous enemy vehicle for you and its copies, or propose to ban the least useful vehicle from your own team. If your vehicle ends up banned, you'll have enough time to choose another one. You can learn all the details about this feature in the Portal article. The airfield map has been fine-tuned to better suit the 7v7 format. Erlenberg and Safe Haven have also been adjusted a little. The Dravettes, Caro 45T, and Ares 90 have joined the list of vehicles available in Onslaught. The roll skill of the latter has been modified to support its unique firing mechanic. Available for free rental this season are the Object 140, Foch B, and T-57 Heavy. The now rentable vehicles come with consumables, equipment, shells, and 4 perk crews. Only the shells and consumables can be changed. In addition, the 114 SP2 is now available for purchase starting from the Silver League, not the Gold. Remember that this launch concludes the Year of the Dragon. This is your chance to get the super rare Ashbringer. Meanwhile, the frontline rules remain unchanged. Hold the line, push forward, use combat reserves, and drive different vehicles in one large-scale 30v30 battle. That's almost everything that awaits you in the near future. Play new and improved vehicles. Check out the maps and World of Tanks Plus. Block damage in Onslaught and Frontline.